Garran, Thrumli, Sister Halene, and Kael all discovered a horrible truth to fighting the fire elementals. With every slash and stab that landed, seemingly to no great effect, a horrific tongue of fire would lick and flicker its way up their weapons and burn whatever flesh it could find. Garran felt its burn on his gloved weapon hand, but it was Kael that suffered the worst. With no glove to protect his hand, the flames seared his flesh and it bubbled hideously. The pain seared through his arm and his hand, and he dropped his knife, now completely disarmed and without use of his fighting hand. Horrified, he almost thought he saw the fire elemental smile contemptuously in its success. Sister Halene helped Velistra to her feet and looked at the doorway and the exit to safety, knowing full well that she would be returning to the maelstrom once the wounded magic user was safely out of harm's way. Welcome to Nosh Solo. And welcome back, everyone. And to start off, I need to simply correct an oversight from last episode. I forgot to have Kael roll versus health to resist being stunned and knocked down because he took a crippling injury to his weapon hand. So we're going to do that now. And Kael does not have any traits, any advantages that would assist him in this roll. It's a straight health roll. So let's see how he does. So he succeeds by 1. He needed an 11. He rolled a 10. So he does not fall down and he is not stunned. However, he does have a crippled weapon hand and he does not have a weapon in that crippled hand. Okay. Now, at the beginning of this 10th turn for all the PCs, each of them will have to roll against health to resist the effects of smoke inhalation. In effect, if they fail this roll, they will begin to cough, and they will cough for as long as they remain in this smoke-filled area, plus 1 minute times the margin of their failure. So again, this will compromise them to some effect if they fail in their health checks. And poor Penny, the halfling, she's going to have to roll every 5 seconds that she's in the smoke. So let's begin with Kael, and let's see how well he resists the smoke inhalation. So he failed by 2, which means that he will be coughing from here on in this combat. And he will be coughing. He failed by 2, so he'll be coughing for 4 minutes, even after he leaves the building. So I'll make that an effect on him now. Okay, I've added that affliction to him. And basically, when you're coughing, you're at -3 to dexterity, and you're at -1 to IQ for as long as you're coughing, and making stealth checks is impossible. Okay, well, let's go to the next. Let's see. Well, okay, Kael, he wasn't stunned. He is now coughing. He's in shock, and he has no weapon. So I think what Kael is going to do is, because I should at least give him an opportunity to do something, I think Kael is going to try to get out of here. Yeah, because what does he have to really assist him at this point? He can't use his weapon hand. He could try to throw daggers with his offhand. I think what he wants to do is put some distance between him and the rotten fire elemental that is contemptuously smiling at him. So he's got a move of 6, and he is going to go, let's say, 1, 2 to get off the couch, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that should put him about there. Okay. Our next actor is Penny. Now I'll move the map over so you can see Penny. So Penny has to now make a health check because of her size modifier. Yeah, she needs to do this every 5 seconds that she's in the fire. So let's see. Does she have any traits or advantages that can help her? Nope, she does. That's Kael. Let's see. What has she got? Does she have fit? No, she's got nothing to help her there. So this is going to be a straight health check for Penny. Let's see how she does. And she succeeds by 5, so she is not affected by the smoke and coughing. All right, so she had readied another arrow, and looks like she is ready to shoot that arrow. So she is now going to take the aim maneuver on the fire elemental because she'll be at a -2. I guess she could take a step, and she could take a step and aim at this point if she wished. So indeed, Penny is going to take a step by this burning brazier here, and she will take an aim maneuver. Okay, who is next in our order of combat? We have Thalëwyn. All right, so Thalëwyn had been aiming at the water elemental, and I have to remember that he has heroic archer, and so effectively he is going to get some awesome bonuses here to his attack roll. So he is going to get his AC bonus on top of a +2 for the aiming of 2 durations or 2 turns. So we're going to give him the AC bonus, and we're going to give him a +2 for aiming for 2 additional turns. And again, this is a benefit of heroic archer. So that should put him at a +5. And the -4 should be calculated into this attack roll. Let's see how he does. Success by 0. All right. So we go over to that water elemental, and let's see if the water elemental can dodge this attack. It fails by 4. Okay. So let's see how much damage Thalëwyn does. He does a whopping 3 points of damage, but because of that creature's diffuse injury tolerance rating, he only does 1 point of damage to it. Okay, so in effect, this water element has taken 2 points of damage from Thalëwyn's shots. Moving right along, we have Garran Stonevale. Okay, so Garran is going to, now this fire elemental is technically, in this hex here. So Garran is going to, I think, do an all-out attack. He is going to go 1, 2, and this will be from a side hex for the fire elemental. He's going to attack at +4, and he is, let's see, that fire elemental is number 3, and number 3 does not have any negatives against it for shock, although it is at 1/3 hit points. So it may try to warp out of here in terms of trying to dodge. Okay, so let's see if he lands an attack. So call up Garran, and here we go. Broadsword. And, well, I forgot to add the +4. So he would have succeeded by 10, which I think, would that not be a marginal crit success? You know what? Had I added that +4, he would have rolled, I think he would have rolled a 4, would he not? And that would be a critical success. So regardless, I'm saying he's just hit this fire elemental with a critical success. So let's go to the critical hit table and let's see what he does. So normal damage only. Okay. So he doesn't get a defense roll. That's the key thing here. So it's 1d plus 3 cutting against this fire elemental. Oh, it does the maximum that he can. So 9 points of cutting. Again, if we apply that diffuse injury to this creature, it's going to sadly only be 2 points of damage all the same. Isn't that pathetic? However, what does this bring him down to? This brings him down to 0 hit points. And so, as I ruled earlier in the last episode, he is gonzo. However, he does have the halo of fire, which is going to roll up on Garran's hand. Let's see how much damage he does. So he does 4 points of burning damage before he dies. And Garran, he's got, let's see, he's got a DR, I think, of 2 on the hand, which means 2 points of injury would get through, if I'm not mistaken. So if we go over to his defenses, he's got leather gloves on his hands. Yeah. So in effect, because now in GURPS there's an optional rule called accumulated wounds, because Garran had taken 2 points on his hand before. If I really wanted to be a complete and utter jerk, I could implement the accumulated wounds rule, meaning that technically Garran's hand, would now be at 4 hit points of damage, and that probably would be enough, I think, for Garran to have a crippled hand. Correction, he would still have to have another hit against his hand, because that would only take him up to 4. Crippling injuries have to be over a third of the hit points total. So if he took another hit to his weapon hand, that would cripple it. But I'm not going to be a jerk. So effectively, his hand continues to take damage, but it's not enough to cripple it. So we'll put the injury there and move forward. Oh, let me take this token out of here, because he is gonzo. And we will take Fire Elemental 3 out of the combat tracker. All right. Moving right along. Who is next? Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do smoke inhalation for Thalëwyn and for Garran. Oh, nosh. All right, gonna go back up to Thalëwyn here. Jeez. So many things to track in GURPS, and it doesn't help when your brain is getting older and your attention span is dropping. Thalëwyn has a measly health of 10. Does he have anything to help him here? Like fit or anything? No, he does not. Okay, so drum roll, please. He succeeds by 2, so he resists the coughing. What about Garran? Garran's health is 12, and he has fit. Okay, so I think fit should assist him in this roll. Yes, it does. So his fit is going to assist him. If I go down to the others tab here, we've got a health check, which should include +1 from fit. Now, I'll just simply, we'll roll for consciousness because his health is 12, +1 would be 13. So we'll just roll against the consciousness check, because that will be what he needs to roll against. So let's see if he resists the smoke inhalation. Uh-oh, he failed by 3. Ha! Okay, so he failed by 3, meaning his dex would have been down, meaning he wouldn't have done a critical hit on that creature, meaning Oh, good Lord Nosh. Never mind. I'm not going there. We'll say he's now affected by the affliction. Good grief. Like I said, folks, so much to track. Attention span dropping. Okay, so then we go to Sister Halene, who needs to make a health check to avoid the smoke inhalation. And does she have anything to help her with that? No, she does not. Here we go. Health check. She failed as well, so she will be afflicted with the coughing and for the rest of this combat. So here we go. All right, so she is going to continue to assist Velistra out of here. So I think what I'll have her do is she's going to go into sort of close combat, if you will, to take Velistra by the arm. Next is Thrumli. So Thrumli, what do you have to assist you in this? You've got fit as well. So I think if we go to your abilities tab, we'll find the consciousness check. There we go. Because your health is 12 and you've got, let's see, what else do you have working for you? Hey, you've got hard to subdue, hard to kill. My. All right. Okay, so we're going to add a +1 to a health check here for you. Because I do think that is fit. Yep, that's just one level of fit. Anything else working for you, buddy? Oh, resistance to poison. Well, this is considered a poison. So you get a +3 on that. So that's +4 overall. Okay. Here we go. Success by 8. So Thrumli is not affected by the smoke whatsoever. All right. So he's going to move. That's what he's going to do. So he's got a move of 4. So he's going to go, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4 to try to close distance with this nasty fire elemental. All right. And who's next? We have Velistra. So Velistra, she is going to have to make a roll against health. She's got nothing to help her with on this. She succeeds by 2, so she is not coughing. Good job. So she was, let's see, she, I think, had finished standing up, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, she will grab onto Sister Halene's arm for this turn. And I think together they are going to move at least a hex together out of here. All right, who's next? We got the water elemental. So the water elemental has taken yet another shot from the elf, but nobody has come close to this sigil yet. So it is going to continue to wait. And we have fire elemental too small. Oh yeah, this one right here. So that it is just sitting there. And it is the 10th turn. So it has not moved. Or no, sorry, it's still waiting. So it had moved earlier. It takes about 10 turns for things to catch fire. So it is continuing to wait here to get the ground on fire beneath it. All right. This one down here, same thing. It is just waiting out to start a fire. And this one here, it is going to go, let's see, it's got a move of 2. So it's going to go 1, 2. All right. And we're at the top of a new turn for Kael. So Kael is coughing, and he doesn't have a weapon, and he's got a crippled hand, and he's coughing. And Kael is going to go, let's see, he's got a move of, 6, I think. Yeah, Kael's going to go, basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to get himself outside. Maybe we'll put him here, outside into the fresh air. Who's next? Penny. Penny had been aiming for a turn on this fire elemental. Let's see. Penny's got, with her ranged sting whistle bow, a +2 for her ack. So she's going to take a step and attack. She will fire. That's what she's going to do. So she aimed for a turn. She gets her ack bonus. She's going to step and attack. So we're going to give her the ack bonus for her bow. Let's see if she hits this thing. And success by 8. Okay. So, what's the damage sheet? Well, hang on now. This thing is being attacked again, sort of from its front hex. Let's see about a dodge. And it fails to dodge. So, how much damage does she do here? 1d minus 1 impaling. Ooh, almost the most. There's that phrase, Nosh. So, 4 points of injury. However, as we know, this thing is only going to take 1 point of injury because of its diffuse injury tolerance. Okay. So, that one is just down 1 point of damage. I guess the first time she's actually hit it. All right, moving right along. We have Thalëwyn. Thalëwyn is going to try to fast draw an arrow vis-a-vis the heroic archer. Success by 1. Now, he could try to shoot this thing in the very same turn that he's readied his bow. It'd be at a -3. But I think he is going to, he is simply going to, basically take an aim maneuver. So I've dropped a new aim for him because with his fast draw, he readied the bow instantly, but he's not going to try and do an attack in the same turn with it. Okay, moving right along. Garran. So, Garran is coughing. He's at -3 to dexterity, -1 to IQ. So he is going to go, let's see, he's got a movement of, I believe again, always got to check this, movement of 4. So he goes, let's see, he goes 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Sister Halene, she's coughing. She is going to move with Velistra out of here. So I'm just going to say they together are going to get to the door here. But when it comes to Velistra's turn, well, we'll just say she's getting there. They're kind of going in tandem to the door. Which brings us to Thrumli. Thrumli is going to step, and he is going to attack this thing. So Thrumli, let's see here, combat, and we've got the axe, and we got a swing. It's going to be a -1 because of the size mod of the fire elemental. He succeeds by 2. This fire elemental is going to, let's see, This Fire Elemental 5 is going to, oh, it's at 1/3 its hit points and 1/3 its fatigue points. Oh my gosh. So really, what can it do? It can try to do another, it can try to do basically another, well, no, actually it can't. It's burned a lot of its fatigue. It's severely injured. You know what? All it can do is try its luck at dodging. And it critically fails. So, right. So it would technically fall down if fire elementals can fall down. I'm not sure they can. Maybe he just really starts to wriggle weirdly. Regardless, Thrumli is going to do some damage here. And does 7 cutting with the injury diffuseness. That brings it to 2 points, but that is 2 points that it cannot take. And so this fire elemental dissipates. Well done, Thrumli. Okay. All right, moving right along. We've got Velistra. So like I said, they are kind of making their way to the door, getting into that fresh air. All right, we've got the water elemental. The water elemental continues to wait. If Thrumli comes sort of into this hex here, it is going to trigger its weight, and it will fire a water blast at Thrumli. So I'm going to say that this is kind of the ring that it's going to defend at. Yeah. All right. So it continues to wait. Fire Elemental Small 2 continues to wait on this location because it's almost got it on fire. And same with this one down here. It's continuing to wait because it's almost got the floor on fire. All right, so we go back up to the top of a new turn for Kael. Kael is outside trying to catch his breath and stop from coughing. Penny she had fired last turn, so she is going to ready her arrow again. And the next actor is Thalëwyn. Thalëwyn had aimed for a turn. He gets a plus. Well, first of all, he gets his act bonus because of Heroic Archer. He also gets a +1 now because he's taken a turn for aiming. And that, again, that all has to do with the Heroic Archer advantage. So he is going to continue to aim to improve his chance of hitting. Which brings us to Garran, who's got a move of 4, and Garran's going to go a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and this is, that's not going to trigger it quite yet. He's coughing as he moves through the smoke. Sister Halene, again, like I said, is going to move out into the fresh air here, get onto the steps. Thrumli steps and triggers this water elemental's attack. So the water blast, what I call water blast minor, does 4d crushing damage, but it's not wounding, and it doubles the knockback. So in effect, it's a jet attack, a water cannon attack, and we treat it as a melee weapon with a very long reach rather than as a ranged weapon. So we don't apply penalties for target range and speed. On a successful hit, we roll 4d crushing damage and determine knockback, and then we double the distance. So Thrumli will get a chance to dodge or block this, although if he blocks it, I think he's still going to have to deal with the effect of the actual hit against him, because again, this is about, not warding off a blow. This is about the fact that this water blast is going to still, I think, hit his shield and still force him back somewhat. That would be how I would rule it. I don't think that he can just stand there and resist the blast per se. Okay, so we're going to have the water elemental is going to attack Thrumli here. And again, it's a melee attack. The water elemental is a size mod -1, so it's going to get a plus. Going to get a +1 to its attack. So we're going to give it a +1 for the size mod, and maybe we'll make it do an all-out attack for an additional +4, so a +5 overall. And let's see if it hits old Thrumli here. Success by 3. So this jet of water comes flying out and possibly hits Thrumli. All right, so Thrumli, what you going to do, buddy? Are you going to try to dodge? Are you going to try to block? Let's see. So your block is 9. Your dodge is 7. Because it was at your torso, you're going to get, let's see, you're going to get a +2 for the defensive bonus of your shield. All right, so what do you think, folks? Should he try to block it? I can't say I've thought through this ruling very well, whether or not he can stand his ground against this thing and just resist it. But, or should I be cruel and have it dodge off his shield? And perhaps, it goes in a different direction, maybe hitting Garran, maybe hitting the wall here. Interesting. I wonder about deflection as a possibility here. Well, without spending the day looking for obscure rulings on the GURPS forums, or what have you, I am going to roll and see at least how much crushing damage the water blast actually does as it hits possibly Thrumli's shield. So first of all, let's see if Thrumli blocks this puppy. And for that, we're going to add the DB of the shield to his torso. And we're going to also, should he expend some fatigue on this puppy? He has burnt no fatigue. So I think he'll spend a fatigue point to get a +2 on his enhanced defense. But I don't think that he wants to necessarily do a retreat and block. I think he wants to hold his ground here. So we'll give him the +2 for the defensive bonus of the shield. And we're going to give him a +2 because of the feverish defense for a total of +4 on his block. Let's see if he can block the water jet. Oh, he fails by 3. So nuts. Well, this is all moot now. He is going to have to take the knockback from this. So this thing does 4 dice crushing. Here we go. So that's 13 crushing. Now remember, it's non-wounding. This is simply to knock him back away from the sigil. So 13 crushing, and every full multiple of Thrumli's strength -2, or 10 for that matter, knocks him back, except remember that this is going to be quadrupled, I believe. Doubled, not quadrupled, doubled. All right, so in effect, because of Thrumli's strength -2, which is 10, and the creature did 13 for the crushing, so for every full multiple of 10, technically, he would have been shoved back 1 hex, but that is doubled. So Thrumli takes the hit to the chest, and he goes back 2 hexes. I might be repeating myself here. I'm sorry. I couldn't tell if I was paused for a moment while I was talking, but the bottom line here is I had him roll at a -1 to his dexterity to resist falling down because he was knocked back, and he was knocked back more than 2 yards. So Thrumli has fallen down after that water blast, and we'll simply put he is prone. And we're going to go from there. Okay. Thrumli can now continue to take his action. And while his action was to move before, I think now his action was to move. So I think it's enough to say that he is going to he's going to start to change position to get into a kneeling posture. Moving right along, we go to Velistra, who, again, she's just getting the heck out of here. Into fresh air and safety. Okay, the water elemental. Its weight had been triggered, and it had made an attack. As I've learned from some of my past mistakes, it still now gets to act on its turn. And so it is going to shoot a water jet at Garran. And Garran just saw it do this water jet blast on his buddy, so he knows this is a coming. So let's see if it hits Garran, and it gets a +1 because of the size mod difference. I'm going to also have it all at attack for a +4, and that will be a +5 in total. All right, here we go. Let's see if it hits Garran. Fails by 1. So the water blast, now did I do that right? Yeah, +5. Oh, but I had it targeted with the range. Oh, that silly bloody thing. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Shouldn't have calculated the range at -3. So it would have hit and not been a failure by 1. 11 plus the 5. So it definitely would have hit. Okay, made it by, what would that have been originally? So he would have made it by 2. Okay, so Garran is going to have to try to defend against this. So same sort of deal. I think he's going to try to block it. He's got a +2 from his DB bonus. He hasn't burned any fatigue. He's going to burn some fatigue to get a +2 for the feverish defense. That puts him at +4. He's not going to try to step back from this. He wants to continue moving forward. So let's see if he does it. And margin critical. So not a completely critical success on his defense in blocking this, but a margin critical all the same. So that is a critical success for his defense roll. This is going to force, I believe, this creature into a critical miss roll. And indeed, because it is considered a melee attack, he's going to go to that critical miss table. And let's see how the water elemental does on this. Critical miss. So, that should be the water elemental, not Garran, but he loses his balance, so he can do nothing else. Not even a free action until his next turn, and all active defenses are at -2 until that time. So awesome. So I've added the Unbalanced to the Water Elemental, and he can do nothing else until his next turn. Okay. Moving right along here. So we have Fire Elemental Small 2, who has now completed 10 turns of staying on that one position. And so this Fire Elemental here now is going to go, let's see. This Fire Elemental has got a move of 4. So it's going to go, let's see, 1. 2 into close combat with Penny. And it is going to do basically a move and attack on her. However, I have to also place a burning token where it was standing before. Okay, so we're going to zoom in on this little battle here so that I can target both effectively, or at least Penny. And it's a move and attack. And close combat, it's doing a fiery blow. So it'll be at -4 for its attack. Let's see if it hits. Well, it didn't hit itself, damn it. I just couldn't get the roll to fall on Penny. So it succeeds by 0 against Penny. And there's no size modifier difference between these two. Well, hang on a second. These are size modifier. These are size modifier -1. Penny is size modifier -2, I believe. Yeah. So actually, it failed. It didn't succeed by 0. It failed by 1. So lucky Penny for her diminutive size. Awesome. We continue. And we go to, let's see, this one down here. Elemental 4, who has been standing there for 10 seconds and has started the hex below it on fire. And so it's going to move off and has a move of 4. So it's going to go, let's see. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I will drop a new fire token on its location, where it was. Okay, so that's all it does. And moving right along, who do we have? Kael. All right, so Kael continues to hack and cough outside because, of course, he had failed his health check by a certain margin. So he continues to hack and cough. Penny, she had been readying her arrow. So Penny is going to take a step back and continue to ready her arrow. Thalëwyn, let me draw this in a bit closer. So Thalëwyn had been aiming for 2 turns, and he is now going to take his shot on the water elemental. So, a couple of things. We know that he's going to be at a -1 for the size mod difference. We also know that he is going to get his act bonus, and because he had been aiming for 2 turns, he's going to get actually a +2 on this. Because of that benefit of the heroic archer. So we'll give him another +2 to this for an overall +4. Okay, so let's see if he can hit the water elemental. And failed by 3, so it does not land home. Good grief. Okay, let's move on. Who's next? Garran. So, this water elemental had missed him, and I don't believe anything was behind him to really get hit by that water jet. Garran is going to move. He is going to go 1, 2, and as he steps through here, his foot is going to scuff this sigil. And in scuffing this sigil, something happens. He sees that there's almost like a shuddering effect in the intermittent lighting here as he enters into that sigil and breaks sort of the edge of it with his foot. Okay, next actor. Sister Halene of the Emberlight. So she continues to be outside coughing and hacking. She does not want to get back into that fire, smoke-filled room too much. Next we have Thrumli. Thrumli continues and finishes his changing of posture. So he is now standing. And I say he's standing simply because he had not been able to finish his acting in terms of his action because it was interrupted. He fell down. I said, hey, he's going to start changing posture last turn. So he hit the ground, but he got right up to a kneeling position. So in this turn, he's finishing and getting into a complete stand. And Velistra, she is going to continue to stay out here and take a seat because she is down to 1 hit point and she is just reeling from her wounds. Okay, Water Elemental. So the Water Elemental had attacked last turn and had critically had to roll on the critical miss table. Was not able to do anything until its next turn. Well, its next turn has arrived. And so it is going to try to attack Garran with another water blast. Okay, so let's see here. Again, it is going to be at a +1 to attack. I don't want that range to be implemented this time, so I'm going to take the range modifier off and just see if this helps at all. So it's going to get the +5 again because it's all out attacking with its water blast. Let's see if it hits him. Success, but still did that rotten range thing. Okay, all right, so that's something I got to change in effects. Or in options. Okay, so it succeeded by not 8, but by 9. And so it needed a 15, and it rolled, I think it rolled a, ooh, does that mean it's a critical hit? No, I believe not, because it would have had to have rolled a 6 on a 16 to actually be a critical hit, because its effective skill would have been actually 16. So it did not. Almost got us a critical hit on Garran. So again, this jet of water flies out, and Garran is going to have to try to defend against this. So he is going to try to, again, block it. So he gets his DB. He's going to burn fatigue to get another +2. And let's see if he blocks it. And success by 7. So the water hits his shield full on. And I am still going to do a little contest of strength here. I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's see how much crushing damage this thing did all the same. So it did 14. I don't know why that modifier of -4 is in there. Good Lord. I don't know what's going on. I'm clearly hitting some buttons that are applying some penalties. So it would have done, let's see, it would have done 18 points of crushing knockback, and he blocked it. So what I want to say is that if Garran, again, I'm just making this up on the fly, folks. I'm going to say that if Garran makes a strength check, he can hold his ground against this. Otherwise, it's going to knock him back, but simply knock him back, but he'll stay on his feet. So just imagine he puts the shield up, the water hits him, and he's like fighting to not be like thrown back. So let's have him make that strength check and see if he can resist the being knocked back period. So he does, and so he stands there, and the water hits the shield, and it sprays up all over the place, but it does not actually physically knock him back. Well, that's one way to rule it. I don't know. Maybe you have a different idea. Okay, let's carry forward. So Fire Animal Small 2 up here is going to continue to press an attack on Penny. And so it is simply going to move into close combat again, and it is going to try to not do a move and attack now. This is just going to be a normal attack. So I'm going to move Penny out a little bit so we can have better accuracy with some of our rolls. So with this in mind, the Elemental Small 2 is going to do an attack. And remember, it's going to be at -1 because of the actual size. It's actually bigger than the halfling. So here we go. Let's see if it hits with its fiery blow. And this is just going to be attack to the body. Failed by 8. So not a critical failure, but it misses Penny all the same. Okay, who is next? We've got this fire elemental here. This one is going to, I think, go. Let's see. It's got to move a 4, so it's going to go. Let's see. It's going to go 1, 2. All right, so it's basically turning. So it's going like 1, 2, 3. Ooh. 4. It's going to go right into close combat with Garran. And this will be a move and attack. And I'm going to just separate them a little bit. So Garran's facing this way. That means its 3 front hexes are here. This thing is coming in. I don't know if that's technically a back hex. Definitely, I would consider it to be a side hex at this point. You know, that would be a side hex. I think it's coming in from Garran's rear. So rear hex. So that will be no defense on Garran's part if he takes a hit. So this thing is going to do a fiery blow. It's going to be at a +1 for the size mod difference, but it's going to be at a -4 because of the move and attack. And so let's see how it does. Now, of course, as I always say, I can't track all these things so accurately. You know, Garran should have been at a minus for his coughing when he did his block. But if we go back up in the conversation here, you can see that he succeeded in his block by 7. So even with the -3, he still would have succeeded in blocking the attack. I think if I go even further up to see when he was when he had blocked the attack by the creature before, yeah, I think I forgot to put the -2 in there. Maybe it wouldn't have been a marginal or a critical success, but he still would have succeeded in blocking the attack. Anyway, again, my bad for missing some of these details as I'm moving through the combat tracker. All right, so this fire elemental has come in, it's getting a +1 on its attack, but it gets the -4 because of the move and attack. And so let's see if it just manages to hit Garran from behind. And fails by 6. All right. Moving right along. So we have a new turn for Kael, and Kael is up here, and Kael is continuing to hack and cough his way, holding on to his bubbly burning hand. We move to Penny, who had finished readying her arrow and didn't have to take a defense maneuver, so she takes a step back, and I think she is just simply going to loose the arrow at this range on the fire elemental. So she is going to be at a +1 for this attack because of the size mod difference between her and the fire elemental. So let's see if Penny can land an arrow in this thing. Success by 3. And I don't think that Penny was at coughing and all that nastiness. No, she was not. So possibly hits this thing. This elemental, I don't believe, has ever had to defend itself to this point. But let me just double check. It's, it hasn't burned any fatigue. So it will try to dodge this just on its own, under its own natural dodging ability. Not going to try and warp. And fails by 5. So Penny can do her damage. Ooh, she did as much damage as she possibly could. So this thing doesn't have any DR against this type of a weapon, but it's diffuse, so it takes a whopping 1 point of injury, and we will at least put. Let's see. That's interesting. I think I forgot to apply the darn damage. Small 2. Oh, it had taken some injury before. I see this now. Okay, so I will put a shock modifier in there for the 1 point of damage that it did just take from that attack. So there we go. All right, moving right along. We've got Thalëwyn. So Thalëwyn, he attacked last turn. So Thalëwyn is going to have to again do a fast draw to get his arrow instantly ready. And he succeeds by 0 on that. So that means he can instantly also go into an aim. And we move on to Garran, who is hacking and coughing. And Garran, he is going to go, let's see, he's got a move of 4. Garran is going to go 1, 2. In doing so, he crosses this sigil again, and his foot scuffs the sigil, and it makes that strange kind of look again, or weird kind of breaking in the lighting. So he's gone, basically, as I said, he's gone 1, 2, and he is going to do a move and attack on the water elemental, who all out attacked last turn, so is not going to be able to defend against this attack. But Garran will be at minus, oh God, he's going to be at -3 for dexterity. Good Lord. So that on top of a -7, ooh, that's a -10. Good Lord. So Garran, nope, Garran is not going to do that because I should have done the math in my brain ahead of time. That would just be sheer foolishness on his part. So no, he just moves into combat with this thing. But with the coughing that he's doing, he is going to be at a significant minus for anything from there. Okay, so we'll move right on to the next actor, and that is Sister Halene. She's coughing outside, hacking and coughing. Thrumli. So Thrumli is up, and Thrumli is going to, he's got a move of 4. So Thrumli is going to go 1, 2, 3. This will be a move and attack. He's not hacking and coughing, so he is going to try to hit this thing from behind, and he will be at a -4 for a move and attack. And let's see if he hits. He hits, and this thing does not get a defense. So what's his damage? Measly 5 with its diffuse injury. It's going to take a big whopping 2 points of damage. But that is the first time that it has been damaged. And so we get to apply at least a shock modifier on it so that it'll be at least a little compromised in attacking next turn. And moving down the line, we've got Velistra, who again, Velistra is just sitting on the stoop trying to recover her energy here. And I think that Sister Halene, once she stops coughing, is going to apply some first aid to Velistra. Moving right along, we're going to go to the water elemental. So it, let's see. It is going to try to hit Garran with another water blast. And so at this point, it's going to be at +1. And let's see. It's not going to do an all-out attack at this range. Let's see if it hits Garran. All right, success by 3. It needed a 12, it rolled a 9. So Garran is going to have to try to block this puppy. I am this time going to put in the proper modifier for the coughing, which is going to be at -3. And we're also going to put in, let's see here, we're also going to put in some feverish defense and all that good stuff. One moment. All right, I realized I was on pause again. I did a number of things. First of all, Garran did a retreat and block. He moved back a hex from the water elemental. He then successfully scuffed the sigil again, and so it made that weird look. But he succeeded in his block. Then I rolled to see if he succeeded in his strength check to kind of not be pushed back by this thing. He failed in that. So basically, I rolled how much sort of water blast damage it did for knockback, and it did 17. And I'm going to say that he's going to get knocked back at least a hex, but he is going to stay on his feet. And in being knocked back, yet another hex. He scuffs this thing one more time. 4 times in total. What happens? Immediately, all the flickering of the sigil and the 2 braziers goes out. Let's continue. So this fire elemental here, it suddenly senses a change in whatever magic has been powering its very existence. And all of a sudden, it just simply withers into a single spark and a puff of smoke, and it is gone. And the same thing happens with this fire elemental here. With the magical system powered down, it suddenly disappears. And Sure enough, the water elemental kind of has this suddenly sad look on its face, and it simply just falls into a puddle in the floor and evaporates. And that, my friends, brings us to the close of the fight in Ronnick's bank.